when we think of ourselves and our body's breaking down or we have some sort of symptom, we immediately think, what medication can I take? And that's just our culture. Like when I grew up, if I had a cough or when I have an upset stomach, I'm taking the pink stuff, the Pepto-Bismol, or I'm taking the purple stuff, all right, for a cold. And we're just kind of programmed to doing that, but we have to ask ourselves, what are we actually doing when we're taking that stuff? And obviously we know that every medication has a side effect, whether you know it or not. 50% of people that take Advil or Tylenol have stomach bleeding. That doesn't mean you're going to have symptoms. That just means that it's going to create ulcers in your stomach and your stomach's going to bleed. Obviously, that's not a healthy thing. You may get away with that for a while, but that's not going to be good long term, of course. The old way of dying from liver failure was alcohol. Now it's acetaminophen, which is Tylenol. So we have to ask ourselves the questions, why are we sick in the first place? When we have a fever and we don't feel well and we're starting to sweat maybe, what is our body really doing in that process? Well, we've obviously contracted some sort of virus or bacteria and our body wants to fight that off. So how does it fight that off? It does it by raising the temperature in our body and sweating to eliminate the virus or bacteria. However, when we take a pill, basically what we're doing is we're just treating symptoms and it's really not helping us in fighting the infection. And so when our body does break down, we have to ask the question, why is our body breaking down? And then we have to relate ourselves to everything else in nature, pretty much. Because think of everything else in nature. If your garden's not flourishing, what do you think? You think of sunlight, water, nutrients in the soil. Yet when we break down, we don't think of that stuff at all. We think of what pill are we going to take to get rid of the symptom. And that may be a quick fix that our culture is used to, but it's a problem because 5% of the world's population, we are 5%, the United States, and we consume 50% of the world's manufactured drugs. And we are one of the sickest countries in the world of all the industrialized nations, and that's a problem, and I think it's part of our culture. So, just like a plant is wilting, and we know that the plant needs to get better, we need to think of ourselves as that too. We need proper nerve supply, we need movement, we need rest, we need water, toxins, we need to get rid of toxins, whereas it's pretty much impossible to avoid toxins altogether because everything has pesticides and you could eat organic, but then you're breathing in the air that has pollutants, so it's very difficult to avoid it altogether, but we want to minimize toxins and then we want to increase nutrients in our body. Number one is consuming it, but also if we're subluxated and our spine's out of alignment and it's stressing the nerves that actually run to the digestive system, we can't really absorb all the nutrients from our food because our digestive system is just not working at 100%. Water is the most important, most efficient nutrient in the body. No one gets enough water. Sleep is another one. We talked about nerve supply, so through chiropractic, and then movement, exercise. Your lean muscle mass is how much oxygen you actually carry in your body. So the more muscle mass you have, the more oxygen carrying component that you have in your body, and every cell and tissue in your body needs oxygen to work well.